Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm Franklin.
And I'm Elaine.
And it has been a while since we actually had a vlog type video for y'all. I think the last video you probably saw from us was the engagement video. And we are now officially married. We did our honeymoon at the Bahamas. The wedding video is hopefully coming soon. So I'm going to give you a breakdown of how expensive the Bahamas actually is. Well, I'm going to actually say how much that we pay to go to the Bahamas. Some people may say it's expensive. Some people may say it's cheap. So I'm going to break it down into 4 categories: hotel, transportation, food, and miscellaneous. So first things first, we did spend 4 days, 3 nights. We spent 2 nights at the Royal at the Atlantis Hotel. So since it was our honeymoon, I did splurge a little bit on the room. So we booked the Imperial Club at the Royal. So if you don't know, the Atlantis is broken down into a couple of hotels. You have the Royal, which is a center hotel. You have the Coral, the Reef, and I think the Marina Bay. So for 2 nights at the Imperial Club at the Royal, I paid 37,000 points plus an additional $808 for the room that we have. And I'm going to show you all the stuff on the screen, as we're talking. After that, we decided we was going to stay an additional night. At the time, the Royal or the Atlantis, you couldn't book a 1-night room. So I was able to find a 1-night room at the Bahamas. It's just a few miles away from the Atlantis. For that 1 night, I had a queen reserve, which I recommend you do get the reserve package. That's almost like VIP. For that 1 night, we spent $6 for that room. So one thing about the Bahamas, they do have a lot of taxes and fees. So that room could have been $425, but after taxes and fees, it's basically around $600. And I want to have a little tally on the side of the screen or wherever on the screen. So that's it for hotel accommodations. Okay, so the next category is food. So, Elena, how much was food?
So food was when we got to the Bahamas, or when we went straight to the Atlantis resort. We first went to Shake Shack, and that was not too bad. It was $65, but that also included 2 meals and an alcoholic drink. I remember that. And then after that night, we went to the French restaurant that's on the Atlantis campus, which was Cafe Martinique. And that was about $190. It's pretty fancy French restaurant. And then the next day, we decided to go for breakfast or brunch at the Poseidon's Table inside the Atlantis Resort, of course. And that was like $38 per person, including all you can eat, anything they had. It was a large buffet. It included different foods, like you had your regular American breakfast with the bacon, eggs, omelets, but they also had steak and eggs, Benedict's. They also had pizza, yogurt, oatmeal, all that jazz, pastries, all that jazz.
Everything.
So that was about $38 per person. So then after that, we went to where? The fish fry. So there is a area in the Bahamas that's not that far from the Atlantis, maybe 10-minute drive, where there are several restaurants where they serve the traditional Bahamian food. So when we went there, we were able to get the conch fritters, conch salad, which is really ceviche, and other Bahamian foods, fried fish, and then burgers. And so that came up to maybe about $100, a little over $100. We actually went twice, so that's including both visits. While we were at the Bahamas, it came with, well, we stayed in the reserve part, so it came with brunch or breakfast or brunch, and then it also came with you can have cookies in the afternoon, and then they had a happy hour, kind of crudité, charcuterie board, pastas, and wine and champagne. So that all came with the room. So that was no additional cost. Did I get everything?
The other restaurant we went to with the big portions.
Oh, right. And then we went to Carmine's. That was while we were still at the Atlantis. And that was about $171, but the portions were about for 8 people.
And we had calamari and a big thing of shrimp pasta.
Oh yeah, shrimp pasta. Yeah, calamari shrimp pasta, which could have fed 6 to 8 people.
I think that's the best deal on the whole island.
Yeah.
For if you
have a large family.
Yeah, if you have a large family, go to that place. You pay that one price and get this huge plate of food. For 2 people, I probably wouldn't recommend it because we was able to finish all that food. Okay, next category is transportation. Getting around the island. So it is no Uber on the island. They're all ran by taxis and private transportation services. So from the airport to the Atlantis, I did get a private car. The cheapest one I could find was $99 for a Cadillac XTS. We ended up getting picked up in a Chevrolet Suburban, but the Suburban is $175 for like 2 or 3 people. You could get a Mercedes S-Class for like $170. You can get all the way to a big bus for like $300. So that was $99 for transportation from the hotel, from the airport to the hotel. So we stayed at the hotel property for that whole day, or first 2 days. Around the Atlantis, they do have a free shuttle bus that takes you around all the properties of the Atlantis. So the second day, we ended up going to the Bahamas. We caught a taxi. Taxi was $45 from the Atlantis to the Bahamas. So then later on that day, like we said, we went to the fish fry. The taxi from the Bahamas to the fish fry was $25. Then we went to the Queen Staircase. So I think that was $25.
I think I
think it was $20 from the fish fry to the Queen Staircase. We then walked to the rum factory.
Rum cake factory.
The rum cake factory. From the rum cake factory back to the Bahamas, that ride was $35. The next morning, we went back to the fish fry. So that was $25 going, $25 going back. And then finally, from the Bahamas to the airport, I think that was $45, I think. $35 or $45. The reason we really know exact amount, so we paid by cash. So as for airfare, which of course is going to vary for each person based off of where you're flying from, what carrier, what time of year, what season. So for us, it was an estimate about $400 or so airfare for us. So this category is miscellaneous. I don't know if water should be up under food, but we did buy 2 bottles of water, little cartons of water, about like that. They was $10 a piece. So that times 2. Elena bought some sunscreen.
Yes, sunscreen was
That was $28.
Yes, it was expensive.
For a little tube. That was the cheapest tube. They went from $28 to like $48. I got a pair of sandals. That was cheap. That was actually $12 for a pair of sandals. Pair of flip-flops was like $20. I got my mom a souvenir mug. That was $30 for a a mug.
Mm.
Um,
I got a glass of champagne at the Atlantis.
The Atlantis, the Coral or something?
The Cove.
The Cove.
And that was like $26 for a glass.
Yeah.
But I could walk around with it. And then drinks on the beach were, I think, like $20 or $30.
Okay. For was it like 2 bottles of water?
No, it was one. Oh yeah, it was 2 cans of water, and I got a margarita.
Okay, so that pretty much concludes how much it cost us to go to the Bahamas. For you, it may vary, depending, like I said earlier, what time you go, what hotel you stay in. If you want to splurge for a nicer room like we did, and the room that we did get, that wasn't the top of the line room. Some of them rooms go for $3,000 a night when I was booking. But I think the Atlantis, I think the cheapest room was two something. So with taxes, it probably was like $500 a night, maybe. But it also depends how early you book and if you have reward points. Because I think the Atlantis is associated with Marriott, I'm 100% sure. The Bahamas is associated with the Grand Hyatt. So yeah, so for some more videos like this, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys on our next video.